wondering if I should do that and end up using the halberd. I really don't know. So, let's think. I need 9 Titanite shards to upgrade something to +5. Well, let's go ahead and do it. I want to go. I just want to use the halberd. I do not actually want to use the spear at all. So we've already got 1 Titanite shard. I just need 8. Where is our halberd? I already passed it, didn't I? There it is. It sounds like someone else is taking on the gargoyles in one. And I've just kind of realized I might not have enough souls now to level up. Let's see. Oh no, just enough. Okay. We're going to stop using the spear because fuck that, basically. Got a good bit of damage now. We can still do our light roll. Feeling pretty good about it. This guy, I'm gonna skip him right now. I don't need his drop at the moment, so I'm just gonna skip him. It is what it is. All right, now that we've actually beaten the bell gargoyles, I can kind of start just talking about the game. Talking about why I like Dark Souls. And Dark Souls, honestly, I'd probably consider it... It and Team Fortress 2 to me are the best games of the past generation. And they're 2 completely different styles of games. I mean, Dark Souls is... I don't think there's a single player experience that can beat it, honestly. I mean, even if you include... Well, I mean, no matter what you include, it's going to be Dark Souls. I think it's a better experience than Mass Effect was, and I mean, I really enjoyed Mass Effect. I enjoyed all 3 games of Mass Effect. Whereas most people probably wouldn't have necessarily enjoyed the 3rd one, because I know there's a lot of complaints about the story ending in the 3rd one. But, you know, I like the 3rd one. Nonetheless, this is a better experience than that. This is a better experience than BioShock. I actually kind of thought BioShock was... I mean, it's fun, but it wasn't as great as everyone, you know, says it is, really. If you strike this wall, it disappears. One of the main reasons I like Dark Souls so much, though, is because of its design. So, I'll give you an example here. So, if you look around behind this little wall, you can see that bonfire back there. And it seems like maybe you have to go through here to get it. But you can also see pretty much this entire wall if you look at it back there. So it doesn't necessarily look like there's a way to get to it. Like, it doesn't look like there's any stairs or anything that leads around. And there's no other doors there. And this is an archway. So it makes you think about this like pathway like it might be something secret. And it is. I like that. I enjoy that the game's story is... I'll get that in a minute. The game's story is not thrown in your face. It's not very, very assertive. I'm sorry, I was waiting for an enemy. There he is. You know, I enjoy a game that makes me have to think. And there's a lot of thinking to be done in this game. The environments are so... well, there's a lot of variety in the environments. The forest here is, well, I kind of like it. I like how there's these ruins and everything, which come into play in the DLC area. I like the design of the enemies here too, like these guys that'll hide out on the trees, and they seem so apparent when you look at it, but they're actually quite subtle, you know. It's really cool things like that that make you have to pay more attention to your surroundings. This guy is just going to be annoying to us right now. Yeah, he did something pretty annoying there. Okay, this item over here is a trap, and this is one of those really kind of cruel traps in the game. Okay, that was bad. I actually did not... I've never come at it from that angle, to be honest, and I didn't realize that... well, that you can't come at it from that angle, basically. Okay, that's fine. This guy's shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, yeah. Just eat my words there. I'll take that back. Totally. Any day of the week. I don't usually die in this area, so... I don't know, I'm just having a bad playthrough today. The thing about death in this game, in all honesty, is that once you've played the game a few times, it becomes a lot easier to avoid death. You just kind of learn the game better. The problem I'm having right now is, well, for one thing, it's been a while since I played the game, so I'm not too entirely used to playing it again. And for another, just... I'm maybe being a little bit more bold than I should be. Okay, so I'm going to do this the right way, the normal way that would typically do this. And that's to come at it from this angle, run in here, grab it, and then roll out of here. And I just want to run back to that bonfire, because I just want to reset those guys. That's a lot of enemies that pop up there. There's like 2 of those stone guys, and about 3 or 4 of the ints that pop out. That's a nasty trap. And speaking of nasty traps, there's one in there if you grab that item. Here's another little cool thing. I didn't know this until maybe my second time through the game. Second or third. I'd already beaten the game, and then I found out about this, and I'm like, holy cow, I totally didn't know that you could kill this tree. I just never saw it before. I never noticed it. Blended in too well, I suppose. I wish these guys would drop their item. They have a pretty good item that they drop. The enemies in this game are so interesting. Pretty unique, really. I love the enemy design. I think part of it stems because I also love the armor design in the game. So much of the armor to me is really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, that guy's being annoying. These guys are also being annoying. Because they're just being in the way, you know? I don't want to have to deal with this guy while also dealing with those guys at the same time. I mean, that's just the name of the game, basically. You don't want to deal with anybody while also dealing with X other enemy at the same time. Okay, at least I got rid of that. I can back up, heal, let that guy do his thing, which is going to be annoying because it's still going to affect us when we get close to him. I think. That's how it works normally, yeah. Okay, yeah, that was pretty bad for a second, but I managed to block the last swing. Which, yeah. That they do, is a spell you can get in the game. Ah, good, some green blossom. And it's an alright spell. It takes a while to cast, though, is its main downfall. Oop. It essentially creates an aura around you to where anybody that... I don't know why I came back here. Anybody that gets in the around that aura will move slower, and they can't dodge, which is absolutely horrifying. Excuse me. There's one more guy at the top here. Now, the forest area, I don't find to be too hard of an area. That's why I generally come to it about this point. Sometimes I'll go before the bell gargoyles, if I so choose. And where's the other guy? There he is. But there's some interesting items to get here. There's one in particular for our blacksmith that we need to pick up. So, I want to show off one of the summons in the game. Mainly because, you know, I don't really want to fight any of the bosses while using summoning help, but I'm going to do it for this one boss, not because the boss is hard, but because, well, quite frankly, the boss is annoying without the summoning help. At least to me, anyway. This is just, you know, my opinion here. I hate fighting this boss without summoning help. But luckily there is a an NPC here that I can summon for the boss. So I'm just going to do that. That was kind of stupid. Okay, got him that time. You can see he built up my poison a little bit there, which you remember from earlier with the mice. Luckily, those guys leave themselves wide open when they do the Tranquil Walk of Peace is what it's called. And hey, here's that summon sign I was talking about. So that's Witch Beatrice. She does make this boss fight a lot easier, but more than anything, she makes it bearable. The boss isn't particularly tough. It's just that it's particularly annoying. Sorry, I'm taking stock of something real quick. Yeah. I was just deciding if I should change shields for this fight. You'll see why. So we're fighting the Moonlight Butterfly. Oh, there it is right now. So this boss is... It's annoying because, as you can see, I can't reach it. But... Witch Beatrice can. And she'll make this fight, like I said, bearable. Because otherwise you have to wait for it to land, and it'll do these magic attacks consistently. Which these magic attacks are... They're blockable, but as you can see, they do eat through your shield. Now you do have to watch out here. It doesn't matter much because it killed it, but you have to watch out there that if you take a while, it will create like an explosion. It will create like an explosion and damage you. But anyway, that's easy boss fight regardless. You saw that I was doing quite a bit of damage just on my own there when it landed. So I'd have probably only needed to land about twice, and the rest of the time would have just been spent dodging. And it's not a particularly hard boss to dodge. Okay, so that gave us some good stuff right there. The key was for getting into Havel's room. Of course, I had the master key, so I didn't have to worry about that. The homeward bone was just so you can go back to the bonfire really quickly, which I don't really want to spend a homeward bone. And the ember was what we give to Andre. You know, I'm going to be a good guy. And I don't know if anybody is really going to read it, but I'm going to put a little message here for people. I think there's... No, I don't see Phantom on here. I haven't really showed off the messages before, and this is pretty much it right here. It's the whole pre-made sort of messages. And you see some of these are quite silly, tight spot, you know. Hitting them in one swoop, stabbing in the back. Amazing chest. Guess I just had to pick a different name for it. Caster. Yeah, I guess I could do caster. Let me make sure there's nothing better. Yeah, caster ahead. Why not? So hopefully someone will read that and be like, oh, what did they mean? Break that and then find the summon sign if they didn't know it was there. Just trying to be helpful. I feel much better now that we've moved over to the halberd. I mean, I gotta say, most people will agree with this. The halberd weapons in this game are ridiculously good. I mean, honestly, there's just the other weapons do not stack up quite as good. Quite as well, I suppose is the proper way to say that. I never mentioned it before, because I've done this already a few times, but yeah, if you have the right kind of weapon and you angle your strike right, you can just hit those guys while they're in the ground. Alright, and with that, I'm going to end it finally. Mercifully. Maybe I did sort of redeem myself eventually. I'm actually going to do a little bit of leveling up because I wanted a little bit extra health. And I don't know, let me see how much time I have. No, it's probably about time to go ahead and quit it. We'll do some more stuff next time. I'll talk more about the game. I didn't really get to go too in-depth with it today, just kind of said some general things that I really enjoy the game. And I do think it's one of the best games of the past generation. Definitely need to play it. I'll talk more about why next time. So, until then, thanks for watching, guys. See you again in 2 days.